there, I guess. Let's look a little bit back. A little bit back.
And that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Section 2, Section 2, Section 2.
Okay, I know I said at 7 o'clock. I was a little bit late because I was watching these videos over again. Because I decoded this a long time ago. So, okay. So let me talk about a little bit about this before I get started. Before I put play. So this is the book of Enoch, chapter 1 through 11. I'm gonna try to do it every Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure at what time. I know I said 7, but it depends. But I will do it either Saturday or Sunday. And I'm gonna explain to you the book of Enoch. Now, the book of Enoch is not about the angels that the people you will taught to believe. God is a fictional character. The angels are fictional characters. That's not real. Now, for you Asian aliens people, they're not aliens neither. That's all a lie. This was going on. People are their own hell and their own personal hell. People put themselves there because they don't study, they don't learn. They're just too primitive mentally. So the people who know this knowledge, they're abusing you. For example, our world government, fake world governments because they're lying to you, fake education system, and fake religious beliefs all around the planet Earth. So it's the people's fault. Example, if you haven't watched the new Netflix series Hansel and Gretel, they show you when the kid went to hell and when he had 3 golden hair from the devil, from whoever it was, he can see that the people were torturing themselves. So here on Earth, people are torturing themselves because of their primitive way of thinking, primitive way of seeing things. The only truth is nature. You must understand the star constellation map when you read any of these stories. If you don't, you fall under the magic of writing, under the magician's spells. Every Bible on the planet Earth, books like this, the Lost Book of Inky, is done by magicians. If you have an ignorant mind, you never study, you putting yourself into their witchcraft. You're under their spell. Okay? So here's the real story of the Book of Enoch, chapter 1 through 11. Translated by Robert Childs, okay, 1885 to 1931, decoded by Emilio de Jesus. I decoded this in 2020. This is my updated one, but I decoded this a long time ago. But the more you read, the more you study, the more you're gonna see things, all right? So Enoch is this, the red sun solar system. It's located in here. Solar system in the millennium cycle comes in every 1,000 years. Right here, it comes in every 1,000 years in the tree below. There's the earth below. There's the earth above. As above, so below. Cycle 1 of 7. Okay, there's 7 constellations with suns. Enoch is the 7th. All right, we're located in the 6th between the 4 seasons. The 19th constellation, red sun solar system, returning home. You see, Enoch returning home. All right. Here we go, the 2,000 years of darkness. Okay, this is the wheel above. These are the giants. Remember, you see the giants, the month. You see, this is the month 3. Here, Pisces. You see, Pisces. This is the women's, the small women's. These are the giants, because each one is of 3,000 years. We're gonna explain it through this video. We're gonna explain everything through this video on this chapter, right? The book of Enoch, above wheel, 10,000 years of sunlight, 10,000 years. You're gonna hear it in this video in 2,000 Years of Darkness. So let's get started. Let me get my remote. Let me put a little bit of volume up here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. And now let's push play.
The Book of Enoch, chapters 1 through 11. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapters 1 through 5, Parable of Enoch on the future lot of the wicked and the righteous. Chapter 1. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch.
See, now remember, this is all constellation stories. The wicked and right will be removed, okay? It's just everything being updated because it comes in. But now here on Earth, you see what's going on, right? You seen all the lies since 2020 from our fake world government. So those people who never study, who never learn, because they have no knowledge, they're doing it themselves. It's your choice. You're doing it by your choice. If you have knowledge, you know what to do. Not to listen to the fake world government. All right? So let's keep moving on.
Righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angels showed me.
Okay. For you religious people who are watching this, God that you believe in is a fictional character. All right? The real definition of the word God. Here we go. God, G7. The 7 constellation with suns. I have them right here. The 7 constellation with suns. O, 15 passages of Sun solar system. D4, the 4 seasons. You see? That's the real definition of the word God for you people, for you religious people who are still under the magicians, the Pope, these word elites all around the world. They created these delusions for the slaves, for you people. And if you still, when you believe and they're alive, you give them power. You never believe. You must understand this. Okay? So now for you Christians, you tell me that you guys do it by believing, by belief. Your religion, when I talk to religious people, I say, this, oh, I don't have a religion. I do it by belief, by choice. You have a religion because you have no mind control. And no matter how you want to sugarcoat it, who brainwash you and saying that, you just brainwash, all right? If you don't understand this, you gotta know their mind control no matter what. You must study this, understand this to see through everything. If not, you're always gonna be a puppet of the system, all right? So now you understand the real word of God, okay? When you hear it in here.
And from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one which is for to come. Concerning the elect I said, and took up my parable concerning them, the Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his... Okay.
So now she's going to explain to you, this is what you need when you read any religious text, any Bible. These Bible stories repeat themselves over and over and over again. When you read the book of Enoch, let me get it. Book of Enoch. When you read the book of Enoch, okay, when you read this book, you need the star constellation map, okay? Now, when you get the star constellation map from the internet, there's a lot of them, and they're gonna confuse you. They even got the one for the flat earthers to fuck with their mind, okay? The flat earthers are in their own personal hell as well, all right? Remember, if you have no intelligence, you are doing it to yourself. That's why you need this to understand it. So here we go. You need this. Now remember, it's not gonna come like this because I studied the star constellation map. This is the one. Now with the east and west, and you will see the 12. I had a hard problem looking for this one because they didn't give it to you. Okay, I even contacted NASA, I wrote to them and everything. They didn't want to tell me because they don't know neither. They're puppets. I watched that Indiana Jones that says X does not mark the spot. And that's when I knew there was the X right there. That's where I knew where we were at in the middle, between. That's the cross. So now you were here. She's going to tell you this is the high mountain. The high mountain. The high hill made low. The high hill made low. This is winter and autumn. When the when it comes when it's their month of the season, for example, we in autumn. We're right here right now in 10. You see? When it comes into our cross, the month of the season, it will melt it. This is Mount Sinai. It will change through the, remember, the magic of writing is the magicians can change this. They can give the, for example, the yellow sun has many names, many stories. That's Jesus, that's Abraham, that's Goliath. You see, it has many names, many stories. That's Yeshua has many names. We are located here in the 13th constellation. This is our 13th constellation. Yellow sun solar system has 8 planets. All right. Now the red sun can move the earth anywhere. All right. So now you know there's the high mountain and the, you see, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. Okay. So you're gonna see it right now. Let's play.
And appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame.
Before the flame.
And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish.
Now this is the earth below. Remember, all 18 constellations bound together. The 19 comes in every millennium cycle. The earth above is the Milky Way galaxy. All right. The ends of the earth is the ice age. But you're gonna hear it from her, not from me. You're gonna hear it straight from the verses. I'm just gonna point it out to you guys because this video is available without me talking or nothing like that. But you have to look at it, understand it. I'm just gonna point it out to you guys so you guys can understand what she's trying to tell you.
There shall be a judgment upon all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them. And they shall all belong to God, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed. And he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them.
Now, light is your knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you be prepared for these cycles. For example, we're in the 62 Resan Apaterepte cycle. We got 22 more to go. Okay. Okay. Every 1,000 years she comes in, she awakens the 8 sounds for 200 years. She's gonna tell you 200 years here too. Okay. Nuclear summer, nuclear winter, the 4 seasons, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are the 4 seasons. Nuclear summer, nuclear winter. Okay. Things get harder for 200 years when the 8 sounds will awaken. For example, high carbon. You see our world leaders talking about carbon. You understand what the high carbon does to the animals in the ocean everywhere? It makes them bigger. Okay? You understand? That's why they want 0 carbon. So the volcanic activity and everything. What's your choice? Have bigger creatures around the earth ruining the way that we live? Or what the fake world leaders want to do, take out 50% of the population or more to reduce the carbon levels. So let's keep moving on.
And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly.
Now you heard that? 10,000. What she means with 10,000? The 10,000 years of sunlight. It's going to happen every millennium cycle. Every 1,000 years for 200 years, the 8 suns awaken. Nuclear summer, nuclear winter, climate change. 800 years, the 8 suns sleep for 800 years. 200 years, the 8 suns awaken. You see? So let's keep moving on. Now the watchers are the sun's constellation. Those are the watchers for you people out there, because I see a lot of people who say they're awake. Oh, the watchers are aliens. That's all a lie. The watchers are the suns. Okay, these are the eyes all over their bodies. Okay, the 4 living creatures with the eyes over their bodies. It's the suns, the stars. They are watching you.
to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise.
So now you know this is the heavens, the luminaries, the suns. This is the heavens. This is the freaking heavens for you flat earthers, for you freaking religious people. This is the heavens. It doesn't change or nothing, but it does change every 84,000 years in a galaxy collision. Everything is rearranged, but we got 22,000 years to go. It'll be our end of our species, and a new species will arise. Okay? So here we go.
But in order each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye.
She even told you in his seasons. We got spring, summer, autumn, and winter. They're telling you. I don't understand how people read this and they can't tell that it's talking about nature. I don't get it.
Earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it, from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the things upon the earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. Chapter.
See, the whole earth. Summer and winter, the whole earth.
Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves.
Okay, now remember, this is the wheel above of 12,000 years. We have 10,000 years of sunlight, 2,000 years of darkness. This is the earth above, this is the earth below. The wheel above, the wheel below. All right? The wheel within the wheel. So this is the tree, okay? She talks about a lot of trees. Well, there's our tree. This is the fruits of the tree, you see? But remember, the tree moves here. All the trees, all the different, you see? We have earth, fire, air, and water. She's talking about that, how it changes. And she's going to tell you the number. Look, I'm going to tell you before it happens. Remember that the giants fornicated with the women. These are the small, these are the bigs. Each one is for 3,000 years. She's going to tell you. And let me read here. 3, about winter, Sagittarius, 12. 1,000 years, Sagittarius. That's 1,000 years of sunlight. About winter, Capricorn, 1. You see? They're telling you about each one is 1,000 years. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Each one in the wheel above is 1,000 years. So we got Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay? Now right here, each one is, the small ones are our 30 days, depends on the month of the seasons. Okay? The small ones, the giants, the small ones. So let's keep moving on.
14 trees, which do not lose their foliage.
Okay, which ones are the 14 trees? Okay. So you must understand, you have to look which ones are the 14. All right. So the first thing you want to count, right here, the 12. This is the 13, and here's the 14. That's why I tell you people, in some stories they will talk about the 14, some stories they will talk about the 18 and 19. You have to understand which one it is. Then they will talk about 7, 8, and we will explain it more because I don't want to confuse you guys. But here's the 14, all right? Now when you read Genesis, they call these trees, these constellations, you see, this is the Garden of Eden, all right? And Adam and Eve ate from the fruit of the garden. You see, this is the fruits. And here's the 2,000 years. That's this is the tree of knowledge and good and evil. And this is the tree, what they call it? From the tree of life you can eat, but from the tree of knowledge and good and evil you should never eat. So this is the tree of knowledge and good and evil, the 2,000 years of darkness. You see how they change it? So let's keep moving on.
But retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. Chapter 4. And again observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. Chapter 5. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Wherefore give ye heed, and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. And all his works go on thus from year to year forever. And all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not, but according as God hath ordained.
So you see what she's talking about? She's talking about the seasons when you plant the seed, or when you look at the trees in the spring, how they was, you know, how they're. Remember in autumn the leaves fall down. Let's talk about the Quran. The Prophet Muhammad is here, the yellow sun. Asia is the 4 seasons. He deflowered Asia and the Asia 9. You see, that's just saying the leaves are falling off the tree. Then they said that Muhammad took a bath with Asia at the Asia 6. That's the summer, you see, and because all the trees are giving fruits and everything again, you see. And there we go. But in March 27 is when you start seeing the trees come back to life. You will see, you see, the plants will rise from the dead. You see the same thing right there. Let's keep moving on.
So is it done. And behold how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change not their tasks from his commandments. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord. But ye have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness.
Now that's all the religious people. Okay? They're talking lies to everybody. They don't understand this. So they are in their own personal hell. They put themselves voluntary. Okay? So every church all around the world, all those Vaticans, all those words, they want you like that because they want to control you. Me, I'm free. I have a free mind. I live my life happy. I do whatever I want. I'm balanced. I'm not good. I'm not even bad. Good and bad. Good and evil. I'm between. Okay, I will do both if I have to. Okay, and there we go.
O ye hard-hearted, ye shall find no peace.
You see, the religious people are hard-hearted. They don't want to listen. They don't want to learn. So they're not going to find no peace. You see, they're telling you. But remember, this all sun stories, but it takes place down here as well. All right?
For shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. In those days ye shall make your names an eternal execration unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. And for you the godless there shall be a curse, and all the shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. There shall be salvation unto them, a godly light. And for all of you sinners there shall be no salvation, but on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble, and they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of the divine anger or wrath. But they shall complete the number of the days of their life. And their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. Chapter 6. Chapters 6 through 11, the fall of the angels, the demoralization of mankind, the intercession of the angels on behalf of mankind, the dooms pronounced by God on the angels, the Messianic kingdom, a Noah fragment.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the names of the angels, all right? So you're gonna see the book of Enoch. Look, you count all the names in the angels. There's 18. Those are the 18 constellations. You will have the 12. You know the 12 days of the month. You know those. Then we locate it in the cross. That's the 13. Now you must understand. Some stories they will count this one as the 14, and some of them will call it as the 19. But right here we're gonna call this one a 19. So we got the 12, then we got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. You see, those are the 19. These are their names. Now, I did my best to figure out who's who, you know what I mean, on these names. I tried to figure out which ones are the sons, which one who they're talking about. I just use the numbers. The same thing when you look at the Aztec calendar. Let me show you guys. It's the same thing. Look. Aztec calendar. All right. You will see the 18. Where's the 18? Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Okay, you see the 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You see the 19. Then we have the 19. You see? But I did it for you guys. Oh, and they were good. But again, you will count. I know there's 18 in there. Then the crown will be the 19 as well. So you have to figure out, then you will see the 4 seasons. It's the same thing as the Aztec calendar. Same thing. So, but you just watched that video of the Aztec calendar I did. I'm not showing you guys before. But it's the same thing. The 19 comes in every millennium. So let's keep moving on.
Chapter 6. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them.
Okay, you see? Now remember the ones above, the ones from 1,000 years, they lusted up from the below ones, the ones below. The above wheel lusted from the below ones, all right? So now you see there's 18. Here's the 18 names. Remember that, okay? I gave it all to you guys here. I'm not gonna say each one of them because I'm not good saying names like that, but there's 18. Then they're gonna put the 19 in, okay? Then I gave you 12 of them has no sons, 7 with sons, okay? It's 19. That's the 2,000 years climate change. Enoch is the 19th constellation of our sun solar system over there. There's Enoch. Then right here there's 18. For now I'm gonna put I should have put 800 years no more climate. I should have put it here, but I didn't do that. I put the same information over here. So if you have that book, you know to update that. You know to put 800 years no more climate. Okay, I forgot to put that there. But that's no more climate, then 200 years climate change.
To one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Samjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it.
You see, they're all bounded by 200. There's a 200 years. What we're living right now, climate change. All right. So they're all bounded together. When the Asan sleep, they are separated. No more climate for 800 years. So let's keep moving on.
And these are the names of their leaders. Semizaz.
Now here we go. She's gonna mention the names of all of them. So here's the number 1, then number 2, number 3. I put it like that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the way I did it. Then I put 13. Okay. Then 14, 15. And with 16, 17, 18, and 19. That's the 19. So here we go.
Their leader, Arakiba, Ramiel, Kokabiel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Denal, Ezekiel, Barkel, Asel, Amorus, Batarel, Onanel, Zokiel, Samsapiel, Satarel, Turel, Homhal, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. Chapter 7. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one, and they began to...
You see, each one of them took in themselves one. You see, like here's the age of Pisces. They took, you see, this is the one. It's talking about the ages, and she's gonna tell you 3,000. Okay, look, because the giants are what? 3,000. The 3,000 meters high. They're just trying to tell you each one of the earth ages is of 3,000 years. You have to understand what these magicians are trying to tell you. So here we go.
in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of fruits, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells.
You see, 3,000 elves. Okay, don't be thinking about a giant here on Earth, 3,000. No, that's not what I'm telling you. 3,000. Each in the water age is of 3,000, the earth age is of 3,000, the fire age of 3,000, and the air age of 3,000. You see, that's what they're telling you. The book of Enoch, above giants, great giants, 3,000 years. You see, and I gave you the colors. Altogether, it's up 12,000 years. The yellow sun orbits the Milky Way galaxy in 12,000 years. They took turns with the women. You see, they took turns with the women. You see, they took turns. They gave them fruits. They mingled with them. Then they're gonna tell you the creatures, and it's gonna be 4. Count them. When you listen, it could be those are the 4 seasons. So let's get started.
Who consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour.
You see, she said 4: birds, reptile, and fish, and beasts. You see, she mentioned 4. Those are the 4 seasons. You see, there we go.
One another's flesh, and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. Chapter 8. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known.
So this is what you do when you're reading these books, like I did. I use the wheel above and the wheel below. So which one they're talking about? They're talking about the wheel below. Spring, summer, and autumn. 3, 6, 9. You see, it's not the above wheel they're talking about. Okay, because when you use those 3, 6, 9, this one is left out. You see, so you know they're talking about the wheel below. All right, here we go. The book of Enoch, 7 new names. Earth, 300 years. So you got the 7 constellations with suns. All right. The book of Enoch, chapter 8. The 9 heaven, the 9 ages above. Okay. Now you remember when you see, we're gonna talk about it, but when you see the 9, like for example, the 9 comes from the I remember reading about the 9 from the book of Odin, the 9 realms. That's the 8 suns and the earth. That's the, remember, Orion holds 2 suns. That's the earth powers, the number 33. And you get the number 3. That's from the Aztec calendar as well. So
The metals of the earth, and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Samjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings, Amaras the resolving of enchantments, Barakwehal taught astrology, Kokabal the constellations, Ezekiel the knowledge of the clouds, Araquel the signs of the earth, Shamsiel the signs of the sun, and Sariel the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Chapter 9.
Because it's chapter 9. So here's what I was going to tell you. You see, when you see a pentagram, it's talking about the points. You see, here's the pentagram. You will see Uriel has 2 sons, okay? You will see Michael is the constellation Sirius. This is Orion, Uriel, Sirius, Michael. Passion this is Passion, right? Yeah, Passion. Graviel. Raphael is Dracu. And here's Charbal. This is Polaris, Ursa Minor. You see, each one has a number power. The red sun solar system is 30. What's the number? This is 20. Okay, this is 29 to 32, and the Earth will be the 33. You see, but when you see a 6 point, that will be pointing to the 6 constellations, the 28 power, and the Earth will be in the middle. If you will see one with 7, the same thing. Then you will see one with 8, the Earth always in the middle. All right. So it all depends how many points, those symbols that you use. You must understand how to use it. So there we go.
And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all the lawlessness being brought upon the earth. And they said one to another, The earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their crying up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, Bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things.
You see? You see the nakedness? You don't see the planets with clothes or nothing. They're all naked. The suns, they're all naked. You know what I mean? They're all naked. Now, when you put the constellation that holds them together, I guess that's their clothes. For example, this is Adam and Eve. Then it says that God, Jesus 115, gave him clothes. It's the constellation. You see, that's the constellation. So that's how magicians fool the weak-minded people. Now, for you religious people watching this out there, I'm not a sun worshiper. I only worship my mind. I understand this. This is all the same story from all the religious texts, from all this, from all the cartoons, from all the movies. It's just telling you the same thing over and over and over again. Once you understand this, you will see through all the illusions, through all the lies of this world. So.
And nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed.
So remember, this is Azazel, all right? Remember, Enoch is the 19th constellation. Azazel is the red sun, all right? You see, the constellation is Enoch, the constellation that holds the red sun and the planets inside. Remember, in the Aztec calendar, you see, it was the red sun. Let me see if you guys can see that. It was the red sun and 4 planets. Now it has 4, 5, 6, it has 7, it has 3 more planets. When she comes in, she moves every 1,000 years. She comes in, she's like a bee. She annihilates the planets, the suns, and she moves the planets around. And she can take planets, for example, she came into our 13th constellation and she took the planet Pluto over her. That's why you can't find Pluto no more. Like when I remember in 2014, scientists were saying, what happened to the planet Pluto? Well, because she makes 15 passages. In 2014, she came in and in Papua New Guinea, they made a video of her right there. You couldn't see her, you only saw the planets. And it's like they have their own consciousness. These suns, these planets, they move. They're living as well, right? It's just a different type of consciousness that we have. So she comes in, she moves planets. Now she has 7. She can lose her energy power. She can leave these planets in the darkness. She can move into another sun constellation. she can do that. So let's keep moving on.
The eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Samjasa, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And
so you hear that? You must understand. They're talking about our constellations, all right? How the cycle works, the giants, the wheels above. But you must understand what happens when all this sun activity for those 200 years, what's happening now, high carbon. Remember when I said to you, every 84,000 years is a galaxy collision, new energy on Earth. That's the return of the Titans. Now, when you read these books of Zeus and them and everything, and the Titans curse the people and said, you have to read all these books to understand that. I read them all. So it says that the blood of the Titans will bring giants. What that means, high carbon. The blood is carbon. Remember all the volcanic activities all around the planet Earth? You see all this red, the river turned red, the ocean turned red, all this red stuff. Even in Godzilla singular point is showing you this. So these creatures survive with hard carbon, okay? All the lobsters, I showed you a video of scientists talking about what carbon does. You see, this is what happens. Obama, I'm telling you, all presidents are actors. They have their own scientists lying to you. They're saying that carbon kills the lobsters. It will incinerate them. It would destroy them and everything. They're lying to you. The carbon makes them bigger. The carbon is in our DNA. For example, carbon, 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, okay? For 6 years, 6 months, 6 days, the red sun changes everything in here, okay? For about 7 years. So Earth has 6 electrons, okay? She brings the red dust mineral too. She's the reason for life in Earth. She brings the red dust. I guess it's carbon as well. But high carbon activity, they call it the 14 carbon, the scientists. That's the red dust that she brings. That's the reason for life on Earth, because of that red sun solar system. So in Earth, when there's a lot of activity, all these creatures get bigger. You see? And that can happen and also take millions of years. That's the fake education system. It takes thousands, and it depends. Like, that's why the Asian people are saying maintain the balance. We have to keep it balanced. If we don't keep it balanced, you see? So that's what the United Nations, the logo they have, the World Health Organization. It's about the world. It's not about us. And also say the People Health Organization. Says the World Health Organization. It's about saving the Earth and future generations from us, from the people. So there we go. So remember that I told you guys, high carbon activity, return of these creatures. All right, the giants.
Behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Chapter 10.
Okay, this is chapter 10. Now for you people, you know what heaven is, right? This is heaven, the 10,000 years of sunlight. Okay, then hell is the 2,000 years of darkness. Now hell has a lot of names, okay? This is the beginning. This is Tartarus. This is the void. This is the vapors. It has many stories. The swamp of sadness, from Snow White, the dark forest. It has many names, all right? The dust, remember I showed you guys the song of Hansel and Gretel, the end. When the darkness comes and swallows the sun, you see, the darkness will come and will swallow the sun, you see? So it has a lot of things. So the Milky Way galaxy is the the Most High, the Holy Great One, the one who spoke. You see, it's talking to them, letting them know. It's gonna talk about the 2,000 years of darkness. The flood that everybody's saying, oh, there's a flood. It's talking about the ice age. That's the flood. The 2,000 years of darkness. That's the flood. All right. Two animals of every kind: male energy, female energy. Noah. Here's Noah. Noah's wife is the red sun. All right. His 3 sons and 3 wives, all together is 8. You see the 8 sons. See? So now you see, here's Noah's family. Those are the 8 sons. So let's go again. Here's Noah, the yellow son, his wife, the red son. Then we have his son here, Shem. Then what was this one? Here's another his son, and his son and his wife, because Orion hosts 2 sons. Then you will see Ham, then Ham's wife. Then here's Shem's wife. So I'll put them all together over there for you guys. But you count them all. Noah's family is 8 and the 8 sons, you see? So I'm not lying to you guys. It's all about this. So let's keep moving on.
And said the Most High, the Holy and Great One, spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now
you see? Remember, this is the whole earth, the 18 constellations bound together. The 19, it travels through the Milky Way galaxy. The 19 constellation travels. So it only comes in every millennium cycle. So it's telling them that the whole earth is going to be destroyed. Remember, this is the earth above, this is the earth below. The all 19. It's not talking about the planet Earth. The planet Earth is part of this. For example, when you read the Jews or all these religious people, only 144,000 are going to be saved. Well, who are the 144,000? So, well, 12,000 years. In 12,000 years, how many months are there? 144,000 months. So 12 and 12 equals 144,000, you see? So here's the months, you see? So the stars are the chosen ones. That's intelligence. You see, when you go to church, you're just listening to a stupid person who doesn't know what he's talking about. The Pope is lying to you because he is. Either the Pope is under mind control, more likely he's under mind control. They're all puppets. They don't know what they're doing. 99% of the population of planet Earth, they're all puppets. All the presidents are all actors. They just want to make, they've been brainwashed to make money. And I never would have thought this, but it's true. People love money. People cannot have enough of it. They will do anything for it. For example, all these corrupt politicians and the people who are running the states right now they're getting bribed to do the things that they're doing right now. Because they just want this, all right? I can't talk about it no more because they would delete this video, but I would love to say to you guys what's going on since 2020. But they're censoring everything. So here we go. Let's keep moving on.
And that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert which is in Dudael, and cast him therein. And place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire.
You see, he came back. It's the same thing as Lucifer. Lucifer in the abyss for 1,000 years. You can't see Lucifer for 1,000 years. It's the same person, the same story. So he comes back and he's cast, you see? You see how the red sons, you see this is also the Heart of Babylon, the beast with the 7 heads. It's all the same story. You see? It's just the way they change the story around, the magicians, to confuse you. If you don't understand nature, you ain't gonna understand all this stuff. It's all the same story being repeated over and over and over again. That's why I tell people, you don't know how to read the Bible. Take notes, look, it's the same thing. It's not what they taught you to think it is. These are all sun stories. It's all the same story being repeated over and over and over again. Okay? And that's the truth. There's no fictional God is going to save you guys. And I really would love the giants to return to end this corrupt government officials, to end the way everything is. I'd rather have truth. I'd rather live in a world of truth than a world of lie. I'd rather live in a world of truth and suffering than a world of lie and having it all good and everything. No. And being controlled all the time, being a no. I'd rather be free. And I really hope the carbon gets high and they take out all these fake world governors, all these fake militaries from all around the world. That's the way I want it to be. I'd rather live with the giants and live a hard life like that than living a life easy, following orders from these world corrupt criminals organizations. No. So there we go.
Heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have. And no request that they, i.e. their fathers, make of these shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go.
Now, what did I study on Earth is 500 years. For example, they say that solar minimum, solar maximum, solar, it happens every 400 to 500 years, where the sun goes through a shutdown. You see? You see what happens when you keep reading? I always read. You have to read everything. And you have to separate the magic, the delusion from the truth. Because they're never going to tell you the truth. These world government officials, the ones who understand this, they're never going to tell you the truth. They're going to keep playing this game. So you have to read all these books, everything, and try to put the puzzle together. And I'm telling you, no fictional God is going to save you. And it's not about aliens, but these aliens, it's all about our cycles. Once you understand this, no one will be able to fool you ever again. You'll be prepared for all these cycles. You'll be free. You'll be, you know what I mean? Never give consent to no one. And there you go.
Find Samjaza and his...
Oh, again, for you people, the names are right here. If you want to know who these names are, you can get this is a free PDF I did as well. You can get it. You have to read every single thing. I'll provide it here for you guys. If I tell you slowly in detail, it's gonna take forever to do all this. But I give you the names. You see Gabriel, Azazel, Michael, Noah, Lamech. I can't pronounce that one, Raphael. Then you understand when they break it down to 4 out of the 4 seasons, the 4 archangels, and here we go again. So I gave it to you, the 7 mountains, the 7 stones, the 7 stars, or the 7 constellations. You see, they repeat this over and over and over again. Okay? Azazel is the red sun. Now remember, Enoch is the 19th constellation that holds everything together. He's being shown everything by the angels of heaven, as are the sons. Because he's exchanging energy with them, you see? Remember, Enoch is Eve. Enoch is David. Enoch is Samson. The red sun solar system has many names, many stories. It just keeps repeating itself over and over again. It's Moses in the river Nile. It's Isis in the river Nile. It's all the same story.
Who have united themselves with women so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation. Till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated.
The judgment.
In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations.
They're all bound together, and this cycle happens all the time.
The reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear. And it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000. And each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin,
1,000 each.
and from all godlessness. And all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment. And I will never again send them upon it from generation to generation and forever. Chapter 11. And it.
So you guys get it? You see? So about our cycles, it's just telling you a generation, it just keeps happening over and over and over again. All right? It's that the mind control here on earth is horrible. The lies.
Those days I will open the store chambers of blessing which are in the heaven, so as to send them down upon the earth over the work and labor of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. End of section 2. Read by C.J. Plogue.
There we go. That's the end. So, the Book of Enoch, Earth above. Here's the Earth above the Milky Way galaxy. All right? This is the flat Earth. Okay? This is the Earth below. Earth is a round sphere located in the cross between the 4 seasons. This is the ends of the Earth. All right? The Yodo Sun orbits the Milky Way galaxy in 12,000 years. We will have 10,000 years of sunlight, 2,000 years of darkness. Okay? The above wheel reflects to the below wheel. The energy, you see? Earth, fire, air, and water. All right? 12, the 12. 7, the 7 constellation with suns, and the 4 seasons is number 23. All right? And there we go. We will have 18 constellations. The 18 constellations sleeps for 800 years. When the red sun comes in, awakens she makes 15 passages. She awakens the 6 constellation with suns. Orion hosts 2 suns, so it'll be 8 suns. The 8 suns will be awakened for 200 years by climate change. And we have to keep the earth balanced for 200 years and less. So until the whole volcanic, for example, I'll show you a map of the ring of fire. All the volcanic is on high carbon, plus all the stuff that we're doing right now. And there we go. That's why Bill Gates says 0 carbon. So I hope you guys understand that. Let me read these comments. I don't know what else to say. Next week we talk about chapter 2. And that's all I can say. All right. Well, Reese, Emilio, do you think the Nazi were a part of the elite? They all work together. It's just, remember, Reese, Julius Caesars were all those other nations back even that time with King, with Napoleon, and from ancient times, all those wars, all the wars they had, it's just population control. So all wars is population control. All those military people they join, it's just in the contract balance. So all those people who join any military, it's just they're sacrificing themselves for the balance of nature. It's that the government has given people an illusion. Still the day, to this day, you think they are the ones in control. They all together. All the world leaders are one. So they just give us the illusion that we're not one. So that's all. Conhi, Emilio, what the letter B means? What's the letter B means? B. Just give me the number of the B in the alphabet. So the only thing that B that reminds me from the TV series Visitors, and V means victory to me. But I forgot the number position in the alphabet. So, but for right now, I don't know. Number 22. All right, here you go. Pirate Graffiti knows what it means, right? Oh shit. Yeah. So I hope you guys understand this, man. Next week I'll do part 2 and 3 until I finish them off, because I don't know. I don't understand why people don't want to read and learn and study. I don't get it. So yeah, put this down. So yeah, so what's up in Australia, Graffiti? Everything good? A lot of bull crap still happening down there. How you been doing, Raul Reese? All good? Oh man, let me flip this over to me now, since I'm done. There you go. Okay, Graffiti, because they think ancient history won't help them today. Yeah, they don't learn from history. People don't learn from history. People forget about history. So yeah. Hey, that's the people's fault, man. For our reason, Graffiti, had you watched that cartoon, Hansel and Gretel? People putting themselves into their own torture. Oh man. I'm out of work now, so did a ton of overtime. Now I will be working on learning how to create free energy and other things to prepare. Yeah. Pretty soon, that's what I told my wife. It's gonna happen pretty soon. All this stuff. This Nobody's gonna have a job. I tell people nobody's gonna have a job. People need to prepare with food, with all those things, because it's gonna get hard. So, and people forgot what we did in the Ice Age, how we survived. How did the Indians survive in these hard times? Eating each other. And people won't do that. So you see, man. You see, they know what to do. They at least know. They know they don't want to mess with these giant creatures. You know what I mean? They rather remove more than more than, I would say, 85% of population to reduce the carbon level, zero carbon. So I would have put everybody on the birth control since 2010 and tell everybody the truth and stop these games. But they're still with these games, because I saw the Pope with these other religious organization. They created these temples, a one world religion, and they created this one island, 3 temples. It's like they still want to brainwash people with religion and stupidity instead of telling people the truth. Educate people in a real education system about these cycles. Educate people with the truth and stop these lies, and that's it. And people will maintain the balance. That's what I would do. But when I look at humanity sometimes and I see how stupid they are, I go, oh, man. I think they should have told the truth when they were invading. It's that they were corrupted with money. They're still corrupted with money. I'm graffitiing. Let me see what he says here. Yeah, I have 2 other friends now to stand with, and all my family is gone. Too stupid to help them. Yeah, they're too stupid, man. Really, if they teach us the truth, that people will turn on them. They will lose everything. They're ready, here in the United States. I can tell that because they control the media, the news, and everything. But I can tell everybody hates the government. I can tell everybody in my work hates. And they still say, oh, Trump, Trump. I say, no, 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 not Trump. No. They're all actors. They all work for the same corporation. We, the people, have to run our own cities, understand how to prepare for these cycles and stuff like that. But you people don't understand none of that stuff, so you will never win. These people who understand that they prepare, they're gonna come, but they're gonna want something in return. They're always gonna want something in return. Nothing is free in this life. Remember, nothing is free in this life. Okay, there's always a catch. So yeah. So those who prepare will be happy. Those who didn't prepare, they're gonna suffer a lot. So I'm just saying, I'm telling you people, we got lucky about, I will say, 3 weeks ago. I forgot the name of the island. It's an island with a volcano. If that volcano would have erupted, it would have broken in half and would have fallen into the ocean and would have created a big tsunami. And all of Florida, all the way up to all those little islands from Puerto Rico, all the way up to Florida, all the way up to like part of Canada. I think that's the west line, would have been all gone. I think I sent it to Graffiti, that link. I don't remember about that volcano. Oh yeah, free KFC and cab rides for, oh, okay, for pointing things out. Yeah, man. Over here, they were offering a lot of money. I think in New York, they're offering $500 now. They're raising the price up, bro. No. No, man. One thing I have to do this summer, I'm gonna build my greenhouse. So I'm gonna build a greenhouse. That's what I'm gonna do for my lemons and all that stuff that I have. I'm gonna plant those things organic, because I have a lot of compost and everything. So I don't know how long. Remember that 8 Sounds of Awaken for 200 years, so it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be really, really hard to survive. And the elite already, they got everything. So I don't know. That's what I have to say. So I don't know. I'd rather see the Titans destroy everything. I mean, not the Titans, the Giants destroy everything. You know what I mean? And those who survive rebuild a new civilization with truth and honesty. But they ain't gonna know. They're too brainwashed, man. I'll be happy as long as I get to mow down some cheap on the way. Yeah, man, I'll be doing the same thing, bro. Oh man, I'm balanced. I will do both. I'm good and bad at the same time. I'm balanced. Oh man, and oh, damn it. Yeah, and I can't believe these people are still. I told you guys, I read the bank. I think I shared on my page too. The World Central Bank, it ain't gonna end to 2025 or this nonsense they're doing. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think they're smart people, man. They're not smart, man. I think they're doing it the wrong way. But hey, never get consent, people. That's what it is. Never get consent. Don't listen to them. They'll be when you see something about them, just change it. Don't listen to it. Don't let that mess with your mind. Okay, don't follow it anymore. Don't do none of that stuff. So every time I see something, I ignore it. You know what I mean? Graffiti, no work. Can, like over here, no work can can mandate you to get. If they do, you can sue the hell out of them for a lot of money. All right, because it's not the law. It's not the law. All right, worldwide, it's not the law. So you have to learn about it a little bit more. But you represent yourself. Remember, the judge is not the law neither. But there's no I've been reading about everything a lot. It won't hold in court what they're doing. You know, let's say my work does it and say that, oh, you have to do this, and I say no, and they tell me they don't want me because I didn't took their pointy thing. I can sue the hell out of them for a lot of money because it's not the law. It will not hold in court. So, and no matter what the fake work they do, it won't. So on December 15, emergency powers end also. They're pushing hard in my country. I think because of that, they can't extend it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna try to do everything to reduce the more that they can. You know what I mean? They're gonna, you know what I mean? Now remember graffiti. It's about the carbon levels, bro. I thought about it really hard. What I'd rather do, play with the giants, or play or remove 85% of the human population. Which one? I'd rather play with the giants because I don't like these world eaters. I hate them all because of their lies and their corruption and everything. I'd rather see everything destroyed and be rebuilt with truth. I want people to see with their own eyes what high carbon can do. And they're already showing you the Chinese. I think the Chinese want it too. You see all the movie Chinese, all with these giants and everything. I think they're excited to see it and to happen. Remember the Chinese, I got the book, The Art of War. The enemy and my enemy is my friend. You know. So then you have to think about it. Why do Chinese people already have floating cities? How you will escape these giant creatures with floating cities? They have floating cities already, the Chinese people. So I'm telling you, I want total chaos. War like the Mad Max. Yep. I'd rather live like that. You know what I mean? I'd rather live suffering in a short life. 10, 15 years or less than that, 3 or 5, than living another life with lies and corruption like what's happening now. Yeah. I want it to end. Yep. Let the first giants come out. Those first big creatures come out underground, whatever they're at. And they're already showing you a lot of news talking about. For example, they say that they discover in somewhere in Peru, somewhere in some tropical place, they found a whole bunch. They said dinosaur eggs that still have fetuses in it. They're not dinosaur eggs, they're dragon eggs, man. They're dragon eggs, bro. And they got embryos in it. They got embryos. I was like, damn, I forgot what country they discovered all these eggs. Oh man. Then over here in the USA, in the Grand Canyon water, and the rain, the water was there for more than 90 days, and all these prehistoric little crab things were awoken, but the water evaporated, so they all died, but they laid more eggs. They can survive anything. So I'm telling you, it's because of the high carbon, bro. So, and people don't understand what high carbon can do to their body. That's another thing. It says, what the fuck is wrong with you people? When you read these terms, the science people call it variants. For example, the flu is a variant, and it's always changing every month, and they call it similar. It's been around since the dawn of time. That's why I tell my wife, the flu is not real. It's called a variant. And when you read the science paper, they call it similar. They just gave it that name. They can give it whatever name they want. For example, what they're doing now, they're giving a lot of names there. But they did not create it what they're saying in the laboratory here and there. That's all a lie. They're just lying to you. And I'm saying the only thing that can make us harm a human is high carbon activity. We breathe oxygen, it keeps the germs, viruses, and bacteria in our DNA unbalanced, and we get sick a lot. Oxygen balance, all those things. But people don't read, people don't know when I study, they believe the lies that's going around. So, imagine you found an egg raised to fight with you. Oh yeah, that's right. Train him like a dog, right? Except when he gets really hungry, he can't fear he eats you. That's the thing. You never know how they think, you know? Like a lion, you know what I mean? Depends how they think. How if they're like a dog, you know how a dog, you know what I mean? So we have to observe these creatures and pay really close attention to them. You know, we can just not jump into the chance. We have to. You never know. You know. You know. For example, when you look at some of these monkeys, they look smart, but then some of them they look really crazy and evil, bro. You don't want to fuck with them. You know what I mean? And no matter what type of connection you try to do, they don't take that crap. So you have to make sure these new creatures are they like cats and dogs. They can be, you know what I mean, or they can't be like that. So it's all about the way of thinking. You know, like religious people, they can't think for shit. So no matter how much you try to teach them. So yeah. So I don't know, man. We're in year 2021. We're going to 2022, 23, 24. And the bank says, and the World Center Bank says, program ends, you know, that was going on since 2020. That the program will end on March 3rd, 2025. So we got basically another 3 years of this shit. So I read other documents. So this all been planned since the year 20, since Barack Obama. He signed all that shit. So this all been planned, man. Oh shit. All right, people. Well, nice talking to you. Any more questions before I go? In the world of illusions and fantasies, in this world that people love. Yeah. I got a video from 1990 that he talks about the variant. Yeah, that's all it is variance. That's it. People don't even understand what a variant is. Oh man. Man. That well, this like I said, we can't save everybody, and these people ain't gonna take our word for it. They don't even want to look at the star constellation map. They don't want to know that all these stories are the same. Then there's no gods that's gonna save people. There's no aliens that's gonna save us. All a lie. The only person that's gonna save you is yourself, your knowledge, your understanding, and all these things, and have to prepare for it. And you have to be balanced. You can't be really, really good. You cannot be really, really evil. You have to be in between. You have to learn how to do both. You know? And that's it. So, you know, I respect people as much as they respect me. But when I hear people talk BS, I tell them, I don't fear no one. So, but you know, do what you have to do. And just be smart. Yeah. It's been planned for decades, man. Yeah, ever since I remember, man, since Obama, bro. Oh, since Kennedy. Kennedy knew this. You know, JFK. Since the 19 what? From a long time. They know about these cycles. They prepare for this. They knew the cycles repeat all the time. So they always been prepared. So I know the water levels are gonna go up. When I read the contract of the water levels, well, I share it to you guys. That's the first thing I did when I opened this page. I share the contract that the White House did. I forgot, but you know those drills? They did two for every state in the United States here to control the sea rising and the water river rising. And it says the contract is done in 2025. So I would say sometime after the year 2025 is when the water levels are gonna go up, and it's gonna stay up, and they're gonna control all of that. So Bill Gates owns a lot of the farms. I would say about more than 23 here in the United States. China owns 15%, and then no, China owns the military owns 15%, but China owns some of it as well. So this is, yeah. I don't know, man. The only way we can keep living this illusional world if the elite manage a way to have zero carbon. That's the only way. So that's the only way. So how they would be able to accomplish that? Damn. Everybody gonna have to stay at home. No more driving nowhere. That's for like to the year 2217. They can't feed everybody. Not everybody can be at home. That's why they're doing all this. They can't be no more zero carbon. No more cows, no more chickens, no more of that stuff because they create a lot of gases as well. I study about the cows, what they do and everything. Now remember, I'm not sure if it's real or not, but I can see it. You know how much it takes to feed a cow, how much they eat, and they're saying that their farts do something. I go, what? So it might be true. And I see how horrible they treat these cows, bro. I seen it. I seen I went to the farm show here, and the cows had a hole in their right here in their side, bro. And that's how they take the grass out. I said, what the fuck, man? I was like, what the hell? That was wrong. And I was like, and I see what they done to the chickens. I seen the videos. It's wrong. So I think the only thing that Bill Gates is doing good, and I don't know how good it is for our body, is the if it's for zero carbon and to save the future generations. I'm not sure how good it's gonna taste, but it's the fake meat made with a white gel, and they take the stem cells of the cows and everything, they clone it, and they put in that meat. It's not real meat, but you know, just think about it. Just think you living in the ice age in those 2,000 years of darkness where people ate each other. You know, that's a good. That I'm not sure what that gel is made of. How they're gonna make that gel in that 2,000 years of darkness. But just put your shoes in that age, and you're gonna go, hey, we have to suffer for 200 years until the eight suns go and all that carbon go then back to normal for the next generations. So we're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit because we entering that age, those 200 years of earth purification. So, you know, it's just gonna be hard, man. So, oh, we have to play with the giants. You know, I don't mind eating. I'm not sure. Even if these giant creatures come out, can we eat it? Or you think it'll be contaminated? That's another thing I was thinking about. Like if you see a big giant lobster or a big crab, can we eat it? Or would it be contaminated? You know, I don't know, man. So the first thing I was thinking about eating that. Oh man, shit. How good it would taste, it would be poisonous to us or what? I don't know. So it's just things to come to my mind. So oh, I don't know what else to say. So anyways, people, I'll let you go. So see you next week. And we talk about chapter 2. I mean, this was chapter 2. I didn't talk about the first one was like an introduction of all this stuff. So this is number 1 through 11. Then we're gonna do, yeah, then we're gonna do part 2 next week. So all right, everybody, talk to you next Saturday. Bye bye.